It's been a long, dark, and turbulent 8 months, but we are excited to welcome you back to Clyde Field on the campus of Utah Valley University for the 2020 Women's Soccer Green-White Match. However, and wherever you're joining us, we thank you for letting us be a part of your day, and we hope over the next 90 minutes we can provide some smiles and a welcome distraction from the cares of the world. Alongside Melanie Osler, I'm Brenda Crowe. Again, thank you for joining us here on YouTube. Melanie, it's good to be back. It's been 8 months since we've had live sports, and nothing better than some fall soccer.
Exactly. It's the day that we've all been waiting for. Who would have ever thought? Some people, longer than others, thought that this day would never come. So it's so good. March 5th was a long time ago. First time playing on the new pitch. It's a great day for a game.
I may or may not have shed just a little tear walking back out here, knowing that I'll be able to call some sports again. Just a good feeling to be back out here, and even better feeling knowing that we have a special third member of our broadcast booth. We're going to welcome head coach Chris LeMay from the women's soccer team. Coach, how are you?
Yeah, I couldn't be better. Really excited, just like you guys, to watch this program just kind of showcase where we're at. And I know that the players have been training really hard since August, and to have this opportunity to actually get out here and play a match is really exciting.
For those of you watching at home, wherever you may be, the underclassmen are in the whites with the green trim, and the upperclassmen are in the black with the green trim. And, Coach, we got a lot of talking points over the next 90 minutes, but I will say hats off to you and your fellow friend and manager, Alyssa, for helping come up with these fantastic designs on these uniforms.
Yeah, so these are brand new kids this year, and we're thrilled with the way they turned out. And Alyssa and I kind of put them together. The players are happy with them, which we're excited about. We think that they're sharp.
It's definitely one of those things that you look good, you feel good, you play good. So well done.
They definitely look good, so hopefully we'll see some good soccer out here as well.
Now, Coach, I know this is the first time for a lot of us to see the team, a peek behind the curtains, I guess. This is a team that you've been with for quite a while. What can we expect over the next 90 minutes from these two sides?
Yeah, I think one of the things that you're going to notice is that both sides have got unbelievable talent, and we just feel like we're deeper than we've ever been before. And I think that it's going to be difficult come the time that we have to pick travel squads and pick starting lineups, because you're going to see a lot of good players out there. Currently, they're game fit, and they're sharp because we've been training hard.
Siri Dahl in the defense, London Miller. Now Grace Beeston with the first touches. Beeston outside the box, going against Brenda Crowe. And Brenda taps that one away.
Yeah, Grace Beeston's a wide back that graduated from high school early and joined us last January. And, she came in early to get experience, and the pandemic then hit. And it's been a long time coming for Grace Beeston to get on the field. And as you can see, she loves to get forward from that wide back spot.
What a great opportunity for her as well. I mean, with that last run of her going up and forward, you can see her confidence and already has developed with the team. Would you agree with that? She's comfortable, she's playing well, probably because she's been practicing with the team since January.
Yeah, Grace, when we recruited her, was a wide forward, and in her high school years, she kind of transitioned into that wide back spot, and so she's kind of got, a little bit of an attacking mentality from that deep area of the field, which makes her really dangerous getting forward, but she's super composed, very comfortable on the ball. She's a real good player that's going to be a big impact in our program for a long time.
Beeston now back to Katie Haskins, who joins her younger sister, Lily Haskins, this year on the squad.
Yeah, you're going to see, Katie and Jenna, the two center backs for the white team right now, are both redshirt sophomores. Jenna's probably the oldest sophomore in the NCAA at 22 years old. She had a redshirt year, and she served a mission, and so you got some experience on this white team, even though they are the underclassmen. And Jenna, who just stepped in and won that ball, is one of our captains for the squad as a sophomore. And when we played against the University of Michigan last fall, I say last fall, the fall of 2019, the University of Michigan coach, which is a friend of mine, thought that Jenna Shepard was the best player on the field for either team that day.
Wow.
So you'll see Jenna is a big-time leader. She's really good in the air, and then she's coupled up with, fellow starting defender from last year, Katie Haskins, who is as tactical and technical as anybody we have.
I may get in trouble for saying this, but the moment I saw Jenna and Katie starting for the underclassmen, I think it's safe to say I put my money with the underclassmen. That's a solid back line for them.
Yeah, I mean, that you're going to see kind of pairings all over the field that are interesting. I mean, when you talk about the upperclassmen running at those center backs with Sadie Brockbank as the central forward, and then you got Brita Wall and Amber Tripp as two attacking center mids. I think that the upperclassmen are going to be able to give these center backs as much as they can handle. I mean, Amber Tripp's last year was an all-region player. Brita Wall, all-region player in 2017. Brita Wall's got experience with the U19 and U23 U.S. national teams, and I mean, there's a lot of reason to think that Amber's got a chance at an All-American this year. So I think both sides have got quality.
Good play back for the Whites. Tui Malunga gets the ball up. Shepard.
Brandon, you're brave trying to say her last name. I'll just call her Kylie T.
Kylie T, okay.
Kylie T, one thing that's pretty interesting about her is she's actually a varsity track athlete as well here at UVU. So she's a two-sport Division I NCAA athlete, which is pretty cool. She throws the hammer and the shot put for UVU track, which is pretty awesome.
Kylie's from Southern California, from Camarillo, pretty close to where I'm from. Had to represent the Southern California roots and try. She
comes from a really good Southern California club, the ECNL program called the Camarillo Eagles, and she's Hawaiian. She's a California Hawaiian, and she just gets better and better. It's like when she first showed up, she's actually a player that we got out of our own ID camps, and it's pretty cool because recruits often ask, you really recruit out of the ID camps that you hold, and Kylie is a perfect example of somebody that just kind of showed up on our campus that wasn't really on our radar, and now all of a sudden, she's sitting here starting tonight.
That's awesome.
So Siri Dahl's on this set piece, and she can hammer a ball with this left foot, so we'll see what she does with it.
Second ball.
Sends a bomber looking for her friend Cassidy McCormick. Goes over Beeston. Haskins now with it. Plays it back to Kylie T. And Kylie T kicks this one. Bender right in front of us, stays in play. Taken away again by the Whites. Stainbrook with it. Another one of those players last year who stepped up, and I'm just going to be frank, I thought she was an absolute baller last year for you guys.
Heather is an absolute baller. The first time that we played these two teams against each other, we've only done it once, and it was on a Saturday on the training field, and it was a 3-3 tie, but the underclassmen didn't have Heather Stainbrook. She had a family commitment that day, and I think that she could be a big component here for the White group.
You talked a little bit about the Kylie's club team, but I know, let's talk about some of the other recruits that you've got this upcoming year. I know that a few have come from national champion club teams, quite a few.
Yeah, so I mean, we got quite a few Celtic players here. One's on the ball right now, Anna Pickering. She's a transfer from the University of Utah, but she's a local product. And then we've got Grace, who we've already mentioned. We've got Bree Eves, that's also a Celtic player that won a national championship at the club level. London Miller and Nicole Ray, both on the younger group, are from La Roca. So we've got a lot of quality in-state kids that have competed at the highest level in either the DA or at the U.S. soccer level that have won national championships.
Kylie T saves one, probably the closest chance so far for either squad. A good build-up. Number 30 is Don't Be Fooled at Home. That is Julie Carter. Usually wears number 10. Heard there was some jersey issues before the match, so she switched it up tonight just in case family's watching. Julie Carter, number 10, wearing 30 tonight.
Julie Carter missed missed the first portion of our preseason due to an injury. So she's back and she's healthy now. But she obviously was a leading goal scorer on the team last year.
What a good opportunity for her to kind of see the good in the bad situation, giving her the opportunity to get healed so she can be back by January.
Yeah, she's healthy now. I mean, she's healthy and ready to go, but she did miss a little bit. Julie is definitely one that they're going to have to be aware of. And it looks like Sadie Rockbank's going to have an opportunity right here. Flag's still down.
Missed opportunity. Fiery Sadie Brockbank. We saw a lot of that. Cassidy McCormick now puts a shot deflected off of Kylie T back in the net, and the upperclassmen strike first.
Yeah, again, I don't have the ability to see the replay, but it looked like it was real close to offsides. Flag stayed down the entire time. I think that the white team got caught really high and flat, and Sadie got in behind. Cass did a really nice job though of staying with the play and then obviously tucking it into the far post.
Take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, even after watching that replay, it looks like she could have been a half step off. Katie Haskins, and there we go, Julie Carter, right? So you're just talking about Julie Carter, and Julie Carter sliding to keep that ball alive for Cass McCormick to score that goal. That's a big time goal. It's a really, really good spot that Cass shaped it into the far post.
Now see how the underclassmen respond to this. Yeah, I know, Coach, one of the big things in this offseason has been the new turf. How do you feel like the players have been able to, or is this the first time that they've been on the turf, or they practice on the turf?
No, this is our first time touching it. So yeah, this is it. This is the first match to be played on Clyde Field. They're really excited about it. As you can see, it looks really, really good, and especially this time of year, it's tough to have the field in this type of condition, come November, and I think it's just going to continue to look better and better when we start our official season this upcoming spring.
Stainbrook.
Oh, sorry. This looks like Anna Pickering here in isolation on the wide space. She's played back to Grace. But the first game that we played these two groups, as I had previously mentioned, it was a 3-3 tie. But the underclassmen were up 3-1 with about 10 minutes left in the match. The upperclassmen changed their system and kind of implemented some of our goal down tactics. And Amanda Mangelson scored 2 to tie the game at 3-3. And then for fun, we went to penalty kicks. So, we knew that the upperclassmen had the mentality and the ability to come back from a little bit of a deficit. So we'll get the opportunity now to see if the underclassmen have got that same ability. But it looks like they, in terms of me knowing the group really well, the underclassmen have not got their rhythm yet, and they're capable of stringing more passes together and keeping the ball.
Brooklyn Nielsen with the ball. She is another one of the seasoned veterans for this squad. She took a 18-month period off to serve a mission for Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints in Denmark. She came back late last year. And how has Brooklyn's form been?
Yeah, so it was interesting. I got an email, I should say, in the middle of her being gone, and she had expressed a desire to have a chance on the field. And I honored that and gave her an opportunity. And so she's been kind of doing dual role right now in training, and she's been playing on the field a bit, and then she's also been playing in goal. She's doing well. She's come back strong. I think she's showing a lot of maturity that she maybe lacked a little bit before she left, and she's been training really well, and we're excited to have her back in the nets for us. And then you're going to see Isabelle Jones come in the second half for this older group, and she's a transfer from Gonzaga, fifth-year senior that's currently enrolled in her master's program here at UVU for an MBA degree. And Isabel's a real seasoned, veteran goalkeeper as well. But in speaking about Brooke, I mean, she was our starting goalkeeper and played all 90 minutes. I should say 110 minutes or 120 minutes against Seattle U when we beat them in 2017 in the WAC championship game. So we've got 2 goalkeepers with a ton of experience.
And that's just, I mean, that's something that you can't put enough emphasis on that, especially when you have a team like this with a lot of strength in the underclassmen realm. You need that leadership between the posts.
Yeah, and we certainly got it. Isabelle Jones is a leader. She's a big personality. She's confident. Brooke has been there and done that. She's got the same, level of maturity. So we've got 2 real seasoned goalkeepers that we're excited about. And then we've got the young ones here that are, continuing to get better and better. And Kylie's a good example of that.
What a great opportunity for those younger keepers as well to have examples like Brooklyn and Isabelle Jones to look up to and to have their leadership and experience guide the way for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of the natural progression, isn't it? Having the ability to have some upperclassmen that can kind of show you the way, and I think what Brooke and Is both do well is their work ethic and training, kind of sets the standard. And if you want to play at this level, if you want to, be considered the 1 or the 2, you're gonna have to kind of take care of your business in a certain manner.
Kylie T surveys the scene, rolls it out to Haskins.
So we haven't spoken enough about this one right here, Bree Eves. She graduated early, just like Grace. Played on the same club team with Grace, Celtic, and she has done an unbelievable job. She is an unbelievably technical player, tactically astute. She's got a great soccer frame, as you can see. But she just has a real composure about her, and you won't see her give the ball away very often. She kind of has the ability to be the general in that 6th position for us, and as a freshman has already shown leadership qualities and is a player that has earned the respect of underclassmen and upperclassmen alike.
I like that term general that you just used. I've been seeing that already with her. She's absolutely dominating that midfield. She's checking her shoulder, finding the pockets of where to be, where to receive the ball, exactly right there. Knows where to play it, that one-touch ball. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing her dominate that midfield.
A nice ball into London Miller there. Flag is up.
Yeah, London is a 9 that loves to get in behind. So, when you look at Sadie Brockbank, you see a post-up center forward, more of a traditional kind of center forward, where London will play off the shoulders of off the center backs and slip in behind. That's a big-time goal by Sadie Brockbank. That is a massive goal.
Sadie Brockbank with the pass from Bree DeWall, an absolute laser.
Oh, they're calling.
And then they have a flag.
Yeah, they're saying that Sadie Brockbank came from an offside position back into an onside position when she received the ball. So that one, as much of a banger as it was, is not going to count.
We got a replay coming up here for you, Coach.
Yeah, at some point. So she's off there, right? And then they're saying she tried to come back on. She looked like she was a step off. I think that was the right call. But I'm sitting here curious as to when Kyle Christensen's going to have his 2 center backs stop playing so flat and so high. And it looks like Jenna and Katie are, to be fair, and it might not be nice, but being a little bit lazy in terms of not dropping and providing a little bit more, support. Kyle and I were in the office, obviously just before coming out here, and he bet me that I'm not going to be able to stay on this headset the entire match, and I'm going to start coaching, and I'm going to prove him wrong that I have the ability to sit here and not coach the game. But if I were to coach right now, I would be all over Katie Haskins and Jenna for trying to play what looks to me like an offside trap, which is not something that we're training in any way, shape, or form.
They definitely, with both opportunities of the ball in the back of the net, it was them getting caught, not thinking it was offside, or thinking it was offsides, and kind of not doing anything about it.
Haskins trying to slip one through Jocelyn Bybee. This one's a little bit too much. We'll go out of play. And you mentioned Kyle for the underclassmen, but then here we have On the other side, Seth Tremblay stepping out and giving some coaching. What do you love about both of these guys here?
Well, what I love is I think that we've got as good a coaching staff as any, and I'd put our coaching staff up against, any coaching staff in the NCAA, and that's a big statement. But when you talk about the experience that these guys bring, and we can't fail to mention we've got Tasha Bell, who's a alum who's come back and is working with our goalkeepers. She's also a PhD in sports psychology, which has been a massive addition. And then another area that we feel like we've really benefited from is our strength and conditioning coach. Josh has done an unbelievable job and is super committed to our team, and our players spend 3 days a week with them right now. But we'll go back to Seth. I mean, Seth played in the MLS. Seth played he was on the U.S. Olympic team. He was a part of the Project Adidas that he went straight from high school into the MLS. He was in residency with the likes of DeMarcus Beasley and Landon Donovan, Nick Raimondo, Kyle Beckerman's one of his best friends. Seth and I used to coach in San Diego together for the San Diego Surf, and I left him one of my club teams when I took the job. I left San Diego State and took the job up at Cal, and we lost in the regional final, and then sure enough he had to do me up one, and he ended up winning a national championship with that team. But Seth coached Lindsey Horan, who's on the U.S. national team. And he's played with the best, he's coached the best. So having Seth join us here at UVU is certainly just a gift. And Kyle, Kyle is no different. Kyle was a stud at Denver University, which has got a real good men's program, and he was the leading goal scorer at DU up until a couple of years ago. And he was also drafted in the MLS to Chivas USA in Los Angeles before Chivas went away, and it became Galaxy and LAFC.
Anybody that comes here to Utah Valley to play soccer, you will be put in some fantastic hands as that ball goes into the hands of Kylie T.
Yeah, Sadie was off again, so she stopped her run and let the ball go, which was the intelligent soccer move there. I wish Amber would have seen that she was off and not played her the ball, because Amber's capable from a soccer IQ standpoint. Amber's capable as a senior captain to go, hey, you know what, she's off, I'm not going to give it to her, I'm just going to go myself.
Here comes Julie Carter lurking, trying to find Sadie Brockbank, a little bit too hard. Jenna Shepard there to clean it up.
And you can see even on that last one where Sadie was off, Jenna and Katie once again were caught high and flat.
Haskins.
So it's interesting. The black team, our upperclassmen, have chose to press the white team, and it's really disrupting the rhythm of the white team and not allowing them the ability to play out of the back, which is certainly something that they want to do. So there's a couple of things that have to take place. These white defenders are going to have to bypass that first wave of the press, and the central midfielders, especially Heather Stainbrook, has got to find pockets better and get on the ball more, because when Heather Stainbrook's on the ball, the white team is in a good spot, and she's on it now, and you can see she's playing a really nice ball for Nikki Orlando, and now all of a sudden they've built something that could have turned into an opportunity.
It's like they heard you or something, Coach.
McCormick on the near side with Brenda Crowe. Miscommunication. Brenda Crowe had a cool experience over the summer. She went back home to San Diego and was able to help at the local food pantry, the food bank, helping those affected by COVID. And again, that's another leadership factor. She transferred from St. Mary's, was able to spend some time here at UVU last year, and that's just another added value of leadership to this squad for you.
Yeah, Brenda, picking up a player from the WCC is always exciting, and Brenda's just a quality human being. We ran a story on some of the work that she's done at the food bank, but she really cares about giving back to the community, whether it's her hometown or here.
Nice touch here.
It's a big time save by Kylie. It's a good ball in. Sadie has been a handful today. She has been very good. She's got to be thrilled with her performance thus far.
I'll even go back to the buildup of that. I thought that was beautiful, starting all the way from the left side. Cassidy McCormick doing a one-touch volley to Bree DeWall's feet to Bree, switching the field to finding Julie to Sadie eventually. It was a great build-up, and like you said, Sadie is definitely showing us what she is capable of, scoring those goals, getting herself in the position to be a threat.
So another big pickup that we got is a transfer who's playing in the 6 for the upperclassmen, Hannah Harrison, who's a transfer from UNLV.
3 to Wall. Julie Carter in the box. Back out to DeWall. DeWall right into the hands of Kylie T.
You're starting to get to see some glimpses of what gives other teams big problems with Bree DeWall and Amber. They're both really doing well off the ball to get into pockets of space where they can run at players. And if you got either of those two running at you, that's not fun. And there's Hannah. Hannah just got stripped. And we got Anna Pickering.
Stainbrook now with it for the White. Stainbrook has options, trying to thread the needle. Dispossessed by Mangelson. Carter now tried to play it up to Mangelson. Dispossessed, now played back by the Whites.
Coach, you've talked a little bit about these transfers, but how amazing and how awesome, and what does it say about UVU's soccer program that these Gonzaga players, these U of U players, are deciding to pick up and leave their career of where they originally started and coming here to UVU's program?
Yeah, I think that what we continuously are trying to do is just, make the statement both with our actions and what we communicate that we're a program that has the desire to play at the highest level, and that's why we schedule the games we schedule, and that's why I think some of these players, you talk about a Bree Eves or you talk about a Heather Stainbrook, they had options to play in the ACC, they had options to play in the Pac-12. And they chose to come here, and we think that they chose to come here because they truly believe in what we're building and they wanted to be a part of it, and we needed those types of talents to choose UVU in order to achieve what the goals are, and the goals are consistently getting in the NCAA tournament, and we're not satisfied when we get there. We want to win games, and we often talk about the Sweet 16 and we often talk about the Elite 8. We understand that's a lofty goal. Those are lofty goals, but those are goals that we're not afraid to say that we have, because we think if we continue to do the right things, then we're going to get there.
Heather Stainbrook now steps in front of that one.
And Jocelyn Vibey has got a ton of pace, and this could be a problem. And if she slips it, and she does.
Through the wickets, Jocelyn Vibey with the equalizer, 1-1.
It's a great ball by Heather Stainbrook, but Joss she was disciplined in that moment to stay on side and stay wide enough to give Heather the opportunity to play the ball through that seam. And I knew as soon as the ball was left the foot of Heather Stainbrook that was big trouble for our upperclassmen.
Almost right on cue as you were talking about Heather Stainbrook. She comes in, has the vision to make this pass.
It started with her jumping that pass early, and that ball is an unbelievably weighted ball right in the stride. And Jocelyn was a bit fortunate to beat Brooke on the near post there. Would have liked to seen Brooke go with her hands first, but nonetheless, it's a tough one. When Jocelyn's 8 yards from goal and she's at full pace, it's gonna be a problem for anybody.
5 minutes shy of the half-hour mark in the match, and 1-1 tie. Right on pace with what you said happened just a few weeks ago with the 3-3 scrimmage.
Yeah, for the fans, it's going to be fun to see a lot of goals. But we gotta also, as a program, not concede as many. So that's certainly going to be an area that we'll continue to address. But it's starting to look to me now, right, that the freshmen and sophomores are getting a rhythm. They're starting to get their rhythm, and we're starting to see what kind of makes them special.
Siri Dahl now with it for the upperclassmen. Siri Dahl with that left foot that you talked about. A lot of pace on the power on that one.
Yeah, Siri's a super versatile player. She can play in the back. She can play in the center of the mid. She can play up top in the wide space. And, I think Siri came into this season. She just looks like a senior in regards to the way that she carries herself. She's been training really hard. She's super fit. She's fitter than she's been. she's been having a great fall, and I'm super happy for her. She's just battled a lot of injury, and she's playing her best soccer, in her senior year, which is what everybody, if you could draw it up, that's what you want to do, right? On the way out, you want to be able to kind of look in the mirror and say, I gave it everything I had, and I was playing my best soccer in the most critical point of my career, and Siri's done that. And, the commitment level Siri's got is special too. I mean, she was set to graduate in December, and she's postponed that purposely so that she gets her senior season in. And we just got unbelievable news, and I'll announce it right now. Nobody even knows this, but I got a text from head coach Jen Rockwood over at BYU as we were coming over to the field that we are going to play them on St. Patrick's Day. So
excellent. March
17th, Wednesday at Southfield. So
perfect.
That really was something we were waiting on, getting confirmation, and we got that text. So us playing against BYU, Southfield at St. Patrick's Day is going to be a big time rivalry game.
Gives us a good reason to fill their stadium with green.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just don't know if we're going to be able to have fans or not, but if we can.
Forgot about that for a split second.
Yeah, hopefully we're allowed to have fans, and if we can, then we'll certainly. I have no doubt that it will be a sellout crowd.
What a great opportunity, though, creating this consistent opportunity to keep playing BYU. Last year they were here on Clyde Field for the first time. Now we're back for the fourth year in a row. What a great opportunity to keep getting that experience.
Yeah, the relationship that the coaching staff there and we have is one of respect. I mean, we know that they're one of the best teams in the country, and the fact that the games are competitive, and a lot of those players grew up playing with these players. I mean, we're right next door. Both programs have got unbelievable facilities. It just makes a lot of sense for us to play that game every year, and BYU's happy to do it, and we're grateful for it. So it's been really good.
We talked a little bit about Siri's experience as a senior, but what about the other seniors? How are they manning the waters of just not the unknown and expecting this and anticipating this to be their senior year?
Stainbrook again. This time she takes it herself with the left foot and slots it home.
Yeah, let's talk about that goal, and then we'll come back to where all of our seniors are at, because I got plenty to talk about. But I mean, Heather Stainbrook, she's as two-footed as anybody we have, and she just smashed that one in the low bottom corner there with her left foot. I mean, we've said a lot about what kind of player she is, but there she goes again. It's a dangerous, kind of straight ball right up the middle of the park. She jumps it, and then we've got the back line of the black just kind of dropping off. And if you give her a little bit of space in that part of the field, Heather Stainbrook's going to make you pay, because she's just good enough to do it. So some people were asking if we were going to have some goals today, and I said I thought we would, and we still have 15 minutes left here in the first half, and it's already we've already seen 3, and it's a 2-1 game.
And that's not counting the other ones that have been called back.
Yeah, and Sadie Rockbank had one call back, and there's a chance right here for Sadie.
Ooh, nice save there by Jenna Shepard.
Big time little block by Jenna Shepard.
Kick save into beauty, like your guy Dominic Hasek for the Red Wings. So the upperclassmen trying to take a quick corner kick. Now they're going to take their time. Look at Bree DeWall will take this one.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to try to play 2v0 or 2v1, but Heather Stainbrook did another nice job of making London Miller get back and get into her spot so that they couldn't play quickly and couldn't 2v1 them.
This one kicked out of play.
Yeah, so I mean, if we just start on the back line here, obviously we spoke about Siri. She's playing next to Amanda Mangelson. Amanda is real quick, 1 second.
Brenda Crowe steps in front. Jenna Shepard now with it for the Whites. Shepard again trying to find Jocelyn Bybee in stride. Bybee with the flick. And Brooklyn Nielsen has it.
looks like we're going to have Lily Haskins join the game here for the white team, and Michaela Montgomery, we call her Chila, is going to join for the black team. But the seniors, going back to the seniors, I mean, we've got Amanda Mangelson, who can play in the center of the back as she is tonight, and then she's also really good up top. Amanda's a great story because she's a player that, as you can see, has got a great frame and she's really athletic. But when I first came in and she first came in, we recognized that she had some work to do technically. And a lot of times you have players that understand that they've got work to do, and sometimes they really put in the time, energy, and effort to improve those areas, and sometimes they don't. And Amanda's a great example of someone that spends extra time after training and before training, and we've seen the transformation. I mean, she's just so much more comfortable with the ball at her feet because she's invested the time. And she's a big-time leader as well, super mature, and she's going to be doing her student teaching next semester and playing for us.
That's awesome.
And will be a school teacher next year.
Here goes Amber Tripp for the Blacks as Breida Wall to her left, cuts it back in the middle herself. Amber Tripp still with it. Nice save from Kylie T. But Amber Tripp gets the rebound, puts it back through. Upperclassmen tie it up, 2-2.
So we just saw what makes Amber special is when she picks up ball in little pockets and has the ability to run at teams. That's what makes her special, and you can see it right here. A little bit unfortunate to lose the ball there from Nicole Ray. Amber's in isolation, and there's one cut. There's another cut. Kylie makes a good initial save, but Amber stays with it and tucks it away. Kind of looks a little bit like the goal that she scored against Costa Rica. Argentina, right here on this field when we had the opportunity to play against the full Argentinian national team as they were getting geared up for the World Cup. And Amber scored from that same spot. Amber and Heather, played alongside each other last year, and when you get them together, it's even more special. And you just saw what both of them are capable of.
Now see how the underclassmen respond. Only the 35th minute, tied 2-2. There's a shot from distance right at Brooklyn Nielsen.
So I'm just trying to go through the seniors here. We've talked about Brenna, we've talked about Siri, we've talked about Amanda. In the center of the park, we've talked about Breida Wall and Amber, two seniors. And then up on this front line, we don't have any seniors right now. We've got three juniors in Julie and Sadie, and then the addition of Chila. Chila's another one that she started off running track here at UVU. She's a sprinter, and hopefully we'll get the opportunity to see her pace because it's pretty special.
Now you have to explain the nickname, Coach.
Yeah, I don't know. Her name's Michaela, and she's called Sheila, and I don't know why, but that's what she told me to call her, so that's what I call her.
Fair enough.
When we're talking right now, we're looking at the high spots for both teams, the high and wide spots, the 7 and 11, the wide forward areas for the white. You got Jocelyn Bybee, who is really fast. You got Anna Pickering, who's got a ton of pace, and then Chila as well. So we feel like we've added athleticism and speed in the flanks, and I think that's an area that is always, it's always good to have pace in those isolation spots.
Grace Beeston missed one earlier, trying to have another go, come up a little bit short, but again, from that spot, that's something that you like to see, the aggressiveness, right, Coach?
Yeah, I think putting balls in dangerous areas from that wide back spot, can result in a lot of good. So I don't think that was a shot. I think it was a service to the back post. Looked like the AR had the flag up, so I don't think it would have mattered anyway. And looks like Lily Haskins in. Good recovery run by Siri Dahl.
Lily's first touch probably not being as ideal and forward as she probably wanted to. That would have set her up for a better option.
Yeah, the touch was a little bit heavy, but to be fair, her run was really good. And it's good to see her, immediately make an impact in the match. Right as she comes on the field, she got in behind the backs, and it was in a dangerous spot. Lily's been really good this preseason as well. And like you said, she's Katie's younger sister. She's very versatile as well. She's playing in the 9 right now, but we feel very comfortable with her playing as a central midfielder. And then I'd like to see her, and we've started to use her a little bit as a wide back also. And I think she could be a dangerous wide right back. It's a tough ball, and I don't know if, at home you can see the flags, around the field, but there is a pretty significant wind in the advantage of the black team, the upperclassmen, and I wonder how that will play in the second half as well, because wind is the most difficult element, in my opinion, to play in. I mean, if it's raining, it's okay. If it's cold, it's okay, but wind really makes it difficult, especially when you're trying to, drive a ball over the top like Katie Haskins just did.
Couple more substitutions.
Yeah, we got Callie Fisher just came in. She's a transfer from Salt Lake City Community College for the black team. Looks like Seth's using her as a left central back. And then I'm trying to see who else.
Annalise Brunson.
Annalise Brunson scored 1 million goals in high school. Did you know that, Crow?
I did not know that.
And I don't think it was really a million, but I think it's broke every single Idaho record. I mean, it was a lot of goals. So if you're interested, you can go look at her profile on GoUVU and look up the women's soccer page. But I think she did actually score. It was something insane, and she scored a lot of goals. So it looks like she's playing here on the right side up top.
The Wilt Chamberlain of Idaho.
Yeah, the Wilt Chamberlain of Idaho. That's Annalise Brunson.
Now, for those who are not familiar with this Utah area, with the mountains in the background today, I mean, a game time temperature was like 72. The winds are starting to pick up, and then tomorrow, the reason why we moved this game from tomorrow to today was because we're supposed to get snow over the weekend. So trying to fit it in while we can. But right now, perfect weather for the second week of November here in Utah. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's been really nice. So Amber tried to press high, and I thought Reeves did a really nice job to get out of that and provide a good ball. Reeves has picked it up with a lot of space to run, and she's got an easy ball. And who are we looking at? That's Hallie Fernandez. So Hallie just joined the game as well, and she's super technical, and she's been battling injury, which has been really difficult, but she's just come back.
Orlando with the service. Brooklyn Nielsen there to gobble it up.
See, I wish that Brooke would have been looking for Sadie, because Sadie was in isolation 1v1, and she's got wind behind her, and she's finally done it, but she could have done that a lot earlier.
There goes Sheila trying to pressure Beeston. Kylie T gets it up to Eves. Eves back down to Kylie T. Less than 10 minutes left to play in the first half. All tied up 2-2. And for the record, I can vouch for Coach LeMay. He's kept his word, and he has sat in his chair.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, number one, Seth and Kyle are doing a great job. And number two, sometimes it's just good to sit back and watch the game and analyze it. I mean, these players manage the game without my help anyway. I mean, they're they know what they're doing out there.
A late challenge there from Sheila. Eves. Shepard. And see what the underclassmen are starting to cook up here. Haskins with the step over. Trying to slide it through. Nice anticipation from Mangelson. Nice cut. Mangelson has options ahead of her. Sadie Brockbank trying to use that ultra boost she has, but couldn't get that one.
Yeah, Seth's encouraging Sheila to show off what makes her, kind of her defining quality, and utilize her pace, especially in that counterattack moment. Had she spun out wide, she had a lot of room to run, and Amanda potentially could have played a diagonal ball.
Ball deflected. Brunson trying to get it. Brenda Crowe has it. Dispossessed by Beeston.
Great step and great read by Grace.
Yeah, and look at her 1v1 ability, and look at how high up the field she gets.
Now Amber Tripp. DeWall. Now Eves. Haskins with it.
Katie's trying to thread the needle. That's 2 times that pass has been cut out. I think she can be more patient. I don't think she has to try to hit the home run every single time. And it looks like Bree Eves and Katie Haskins, for the last couple of minutes had kind of changed positions where Katie was sitting in the 6 and Eves had fell into a right center back role. It looks like they're changing back now, but set piece opportunity. Jenna Shepard chooses to play it quickly, and then into Nicole Orlando. And Nikki is playing out there on that left side. We'll probably talk about her a little bit more next half when she's on this side, but Nikki's got a real talent and ability to serve balls into the box.
Beeston going 1v1 in the box. Dispossessed. Here's Montgomery. Montgomery slides it up to DeWall. DeWall still with it. DeWall had Brockbank on side.
Yeah, Sadie was trying to run off and was disciplined enough to stay on, so she did a good job there.
Bybee. Now trip. Julie Carter. Good anticipation from Orlando. 43rd minute. See a little bit of frustration from the underclassmen trying to get their mojo back.
Well, I mean, they've really turned the upperclassmen into a bunker, haven't they?
Yeah.
And they're keeping the ball pretty comfortably. It's a good ball by Jenna. Come on, Heather.
Nice move by Stainbrook. Brunson trying to get past Mangelson. Mangelson steps in. Stainbrook again. Curling it toward that back post.
Got Nikki getting forward from the left back spot. So we've got our right back and left back both getting into the 18-yard box of the opposing team. And that's kind of what we like to do, is we like to get our backs high, wide, and up the field and provide service. And in Nikki and Grace, you've got 2 players that have the ability to do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. We've seen already how dangerous that could be. That ball went over everybody who was forward, and Nikki, as an outside back, was there to clean it up and still create an opportunity.
See Montgomery trying to show off that sprinting pace. Ball just a couple yards ahead of her.
Yeah, it didn't look like she really fully kicked in, though, did it? It looked like she ran it down, but I didn't see that explosion that we know she's capable of. And the white sets it and plays, and they're back on the attacking foot.
Shepard again looking for that home run ball.
It's a big-time ball there.
Bybee onside. Brooklyn Nielsen trying to come out, empty net opportunity as the black comes in to fill up the holes, and Nielsen is able to come back and catch it.
It was a really good ball by Jenna. Jocelyn made a great run. I thought Brooke probably left her line a little early there. Joss did well to beat her, but then Brooke recovered, kind of bailed herself out.
Nielsen again with a high booming kick, using that wind at her back.
It's a fun matchup every time you get Bree DeWall and Heather around the ball together, because they're both similar players and both really good ones.
With all the technology that we have, tracing and tracking fitness levels, is there one particular person on the pitch that you feel like runs more than the other, like when you try to track that, or no?
So we got currently right now, we've got Catapult player technology on 10 of the girls.
Okay.
And we chose to go with the front 5 in both teams.
Stainbrook with 3 seconds. Ooh.
Amanda did well there. So yeah, Brandon, we have the ability to track both GPS and heart rate monitor for both groups, and Bree DeWall always covers a lot of ground. Heather covers quite a bit of ground too, but if you had to say who covers the most amount of ground, it's pretty typical that it's Bree DeWall.
Well, we covered a lot of ground, still have a lot more ground to go. 45 more minutes left. Halftime, tied 2-2 between the greens and the whites. We'll be right back after this.
I'll tell this group. You can tell that group.
50 minutes ago, I'm not sure if anyone there is working on it, but nothing is showing up on the stream. And then 11 minutes ago, her friends from middle school started calling her Sheila, and it just kind of stuck.
Oh, it's Sheila, not Sheila.
Yeah, Sheila. Yeah, Sheila.
Cool. I'll drop J-Dub's name.
Yeah.
Sheila.
Yeah, I don't know. But if she said that, then Mark's text. Broadcast is working.
And I guess he said that we had to redo like the speeches of people in the very beginning. I don't know.
Gotcha. Gotcha. It's awesome. Yeah, they're good. Yeah, how fun. I mean, it makes total sense, and it adds so much because he knows what he wants to see. He knows.
So you got your LA Lakers socks on or what?
Yeah, for my wife, flowers.
Oh, cute.
I'm trying to be a better husband, so I made a goal of trying to get her flowers once a month. So,
Hi, Libby. Libby just said we still have audio.
oh, fantastic. Hi, Libby.
Hey, everybody.
Thank you.
So, Selena Carter.
What do you think? How's this?
It's so hard to like not hear.
Yeah, totally.
I guess mine's still on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Welcome back, everybody, to Clyde Field on the campus of Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. Brenda Crowe alongside Melanie Osler. Head coach Chris LeMay joining us as well. Halftime score, 2-2 upperclassmen and underclassmen. Greens versus the blacks. Excuse me, the blacks versus the whites. Couple stats to break down here for you from that first half. Heather Stainbrook had 2 shots, 1 shot on goal, 1 goal and 1 assist for the underclassmen. And Jocelyn Bybee had another goal as well for the upperclassmen. On the green side, Cassidy McCormick had 1 shot, 1 shot on goal with the goal. Amber Tripp had 3 shots total, 1 shot on goal and a goal to tie it up right before half for the upperclassmen. Sadie Brockbank also tacking on 1 shot and 1 shot on goal as well. Coach, overall, your thoughts from the first half?
Can you hear me, Brendan?
Yep.
Oh, good. All right. Yeah, I mean, I was happy with the first half. I thought that there were moments that both sides really showed well. I thought there were some moments that, they can continue to work on and improve. But for the most part, we have a good game. I mean, when I'm looking up that scoreboard and I see 5 shots to 4 shots, 3-1 in corners, and then obviously the line that matters, it's 2-2. So a ton to play for, and I don't think this upperclassmen want to lose to the lowerclassmen. So I think there's I think it's going to be a pretty electric and dynamic second half.
We definitely couldn't go into the second half with a better scenario, in my opinion. It's so close. It's even neck to neck. Like you said, the upperclassmen aren't going to want to give the underclassmen a chance. So it's going to be a brawl, in my opinion.
And the first one on the ball here is Megan Sullivan. We call her Sully. And we didn't talk a lot about her first half, but Megan Sullivan is an awesome story. She played for a club in Northern California, Santa Rosa, and she came in, and she wasn't necessarily a walk-on. She was kind of a recruited walk-on, if you will. And we knew she came from a good program, had a really good club coach, and but she's just gotten better and better and better. Earned herself a starting spot as a freshman, and then now coming in as a junior is a really special right back. And she's just an awesome kid and a really good wide back, and we'll see that here in the second half of her running down this right side.
Same pink jersey, just a different number for the upperclassmen. Isabel Jones, Daw now giving her first experience back there for the upperclassmen.
Yeah, one of the things you'll realize right away, even with the wind in her face, Isabel's got the ability to distribute over distance, and so she strikes the ball really well, and you'll be able to see that both out of her hands and off the ground. But I mean, it is a 3-year starter at Gonzaga. I mean, she's accustomed to playing the Santa Claras and BYUs and Portlands of the world, day in and day out, and she manages 90 minutes every time. So you just get a lot of experience at the level that we want to play at. And so having Iz join us has been a massive just luxury for the program. She's fit in really well.
Jocelyn Bybee trying to slip one through, and the underclassmen strike first, just like they did in the first half. Beautiful play there from the underclassmen.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the ball that Joss put in there, and I think was that Anna Pickering that made that run. I'll watch the replay. I think it was Anna. So you had our left forward, break into that space and then just serve an unbelievable ball. So that's another ball by Heather Stainbrook into Joss. Joss zips it in, and Anna Pickering couldn't have timed it better. I mean, the ball and then the timing of the run, it was as good as you could ask for.
Amber Tripp. Now I think Julie Carter has switched up her jersey again. Now she's wearing number 3. First half she was 30.
Yeah, what I suspect happened is she was wearing Brooklyn Nielsen's jersey when Brooke goes on the field, because Brooke was in the goal and Brooke probably wanted it back at halftime. So I think the referee missed a handball at the top of the box there, right off the kickoff for this black team, and it looked like he had indicated that he was going to allow the advantage because of.
Here's an advantage. Julie Carter slips.
because of Amber Tripp being 1 versus 1 right at the top of the box. But I think, you know, if I was in the center of the park, I would have let Amber have her opportunity, and if it didn't come to fruition, I would have blown that whistle.
Jocelyn Bybee back to Nikki Olanda. Olanda with that left foot trying to thread the needle. Another handball. You can hear some of the upperclassmen saying there was another one. Cassidy McCormick trying to find Sadie Brockbank. Brockbank with the touch.
Well, and Sadie's in with space. And that's going to be a tough recovery run for Nikki and
Jenna Shepard, old reliable.
Yeah, Jenna did well there. She actually had a better starting position in that she was supporting so that she had the angle to get there. Looks like Sully's looks like a Charlie horse Sully's dealing with. So you see a goalkeeper change on the other side as well here. So you got Micaiah Herron who's on the ball, and she's similar to Kylie T, who played in the first half. She actually we got to know her at one of our ID camps as well, even though she is a local product and plays for Utah Arsenal, which the director of the club is actually on staff for the men's team here, Jeff Lewis, and Kyle works at Utah Arsenal as well. So
now, Coach, you mentioned the ID camps, and what are you guys doing with those, or how can people who have interest, girls who have interest, but with COVID they can't have those opportunities at the camps, how can they be able to catch your eye or reach out to you guys?
Yeah, so I mean, just like everything, recruiting's being done virtually now. So I mean, we're watching a lot of game film, utilizing this time to be able to really analyze, you know, the games that we get emailed, because you're exactly right, Brandon. We can't host any camps right now. The NCAA has us on a dead period, which means that we are not allowed to go and watch games off of campus, and we can't have recruits on campus either to show them our facilities or let them meet our team, and obviously all for safety reasons, and we understand it. There's rumor that the dead period will be lifted January 1st, and then there's others that you talk to that say it might actually be April 1st. So
it's a big difference.
Yeah, it is a difference, you know, and we're just going to continue as we have throughout this entire situation, just worrying about the things that we can control, and we're gonna, you know, if we're allowed to recruit, we're gonna get out there and recruit, and if we're not, then we're gonna do it virtually. And you know, it's similar to, you know, we wanted fans in the stands tonight, and unfortunately, we asked, and we understand that the university had to make a decision that just followed protocol and what they thought was the safest environment for these players, these student athletes, and we can understand and appreciate that as well, because certainly we want to keep everybody safe. And it's been trying, but you know, all of a sudden an inter-squad match becomes that much more special, and that's why, you know, the players were really amped up for this game.
It is interesting because it is an inter-squad match, but it's exactly what you said. It just, to me, it seems like it's an ongoing, forever long preseason. You guys are practicing, you're playing each other over and over again, but how fun is it to finally get to be able to put the jerseys on, play on Clyde Field under the light? It definitely is a little good and exciting to look forward to for your team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new surface, it's brand new kits, we got referees, it's under the lights. I mean, it's two really good teams playing against each other. I mean, there have been so many good things that have come out of our ability to solely focus on the training component this entire fall. I mean, we have dissected, you know, just areas of the team and areas within our game that needed to be addressed, and sometimes get put on the back burner when it's, you know, 2 games a weekend after weekend. It's like, you know, you're kind of doing, you have to prioritize what it is that you're working on. But having this amount of time to really, you know, really analyze, like, tactically what we want to do and what we want to define us as a group has been awesome. There's Megan Sullivan with a nifty little outside of the right foot ball, and Julie Carter, and the ref should allow her to play on. Sadie's in.
Dispossessed again by the Whites. Now Stainbrook with the left foot. And Siri Dahl showing off that fitness. Gets to it, puts it back to Isabel Jones-Daw.
Yeah, I was asked earlier today by our strength coach, Josh, He's like, how many times when we've played inter-squad games, and we've mixed the teams up a number of different ways, he's like, how many times has London been on the team that hasn't won? And the reason he asked that is because it just seems like if London's on your team, you find a way to win, and she typically finds a way to get a goal. So we haven't seen a ton of her yet tonight, but don't be surprised if she strikes at any time, because she's had a really good fall, and she's a special forward that we're really excited about.
Again, if you're just now joining us, the underclassmen lead the upperclassmen 3-2, 54th minute. Orem, Utah, Clyde Field, Melanie, Coach LeMay, I'm Brandon. We're stoked to have you with us here. Live soccer in November, coming to you from Orem, Utah, UVU. Stainbrook, Eves, good body control, ball control, settles it down. Olanda, now to Bybee.
You're starting to see Nikki and Jocelyn really develop their relationship here on this left flank, and they're having a lot of success. Nikki comes to us from Hawaii, and she actually played for my San Diego Surf club team as a discovery player. She played for the Hawaii Surf Soccer Club, and when she was 12 years old, used to, on school breaks and summer, she'd come down and spend her time and train with us in San Diego, and she'd fly from Hawaii to all of our national events around the country, because Hawaii didn't have an ECNL team, and she needed to be in a really competitive environment. So she's been one that I've known for a long time, and last year she was good as a freshman, but she has come in as a sophomore and really impacted, and she's more fit, and technically and tactically she's a really nice player, and you can see she's very two-footed, and I think she and Jocelyn are having a nice night.
A quick shout out and aloha to the Olanda Ohana watching.
And I know they're watching. I was talking to Nikki before the game, and I think her club director is watching too.
Now, I know we're only here in the 56th minute, Coach, but from what you've seen, is this thinking about trying to take these 22 girls you see on the pitch and trying to form to a starting 11, does that make your job more difficult?
Yeah, it's luxury problems, though, isn't it? It's definitely going to be difficult, and the reason it's going to be difficult is because there's 16 players that we feel very comfortable starting, and as long as we have the buy-in from the players to understand that we're going to have to share the responsibility, we're going to have to understand that that based on matchups, based on systems, based on trying to give players rest, that there are going to be a handful of players that they might start 10 games and come off the bench 10 games, and if everybody can buy into what's best for the program, which right now they're showing that they have the ability to do that, then it's going to be great. If people put their heads down, if they don't get to start the game, then that could cause problems. But we got a lot of really nice players out there that we got a ton of confidence in.
Good problem to have, like you said.
It's a really good problem. We're deeper than we've ever been before. A ton of talent on the field right now on both sides. Brandon, you gave a shout out to the Hawaii. I got to give a shout out to my wife, who really wanted to be here as well, but unfortunately couldn't. But it's difficult for a game to be going on and her not to be here, and I know that she's watching at home. So hello, Tammy, and I think that my son just went to the skate park.
That's also a good problem to have. You don't have to worry about watching him all the time, being active. Van, is he still involved with hockey?
He is, and he's got two games this weekend.
Awesome.
He's playing against Park City tomorrow and Sunday. So he's got 2 games this weekend. He's playing for the Utah Junior Grizzlies, which is the pro hockey team out of Salt Lake City. So I've never seen him so happy as when he got his uniform with his name on the back, and so he's loving it.
I would definitely have to second that shout out to Tammy. She's the ultimate team mom. She really is so supportive, welcoming to these girls, and I just from past experience, I know that means the world to these girls.
Here's Anna Pickering, and she has got pace. We had a player in the past called Sarah Collister, and Anna Pickering is very, very similar. She has got a ton of pace. She's the one who tapped in that third goal for the underclassmen.
And that was a nice, composed, strong save there by Jones Daw. Amber Tripp for Brockbank. Brockbank dispossessed by Eves. Shepard flicked it back out to Eves. Now Olanda. And Sullivan will watch it go out of play. And Coach Tremblay, for those who cannot see him at home, his hair is in mid-season prime form. He's let the locks grow out a little bit, about shoulder length.
So he's just made an adjustment, brought Callie Fisher back in the center of the back with the man in Mangelson, and it looks like he's bumped Siri Dahl higher up the field. I had mentioned earlier that Siri can do the job in the midfield just like she's been playing center back. So to get that, Siri's a weapon and is dangerous in and around the box because she can strike a ball as good as anyone, and she's going to be a little bit higher up the field now, it looks like.
Probably the best collegiate ball she's had was the one that sent you guys into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, she can't live that one down, which is she was subbed in late in the game, and we were down 1-0, and ball came across, and Siri was at the right place and made a great run to get there and stuck it in, and that was the reason we went to the NCAA tournament in 2017, which was my first year with the program. So yeah, that was a special moment that gets talked about still very often. And here she is right now on the ball, and she looks like she's played Breda Walbury's got Amber, Julia, then Amber, now maybe Sadie.
And she also has Cassie McCormick on the left-hand side streaking in. Amber Tripp, top of the box, lays it back off.
Cassie's already got one.
McCormick now.
Looks like she tried to clip it back post for Sadie Brockbank.
Sadie trying to corral it. Breda Wall coming to help her out. Sadie being pestered by Olanda. Still in play. Now Stainbrook kicks it out, but Sadie Brockbank.
Yeah, Sadie thought she earned the corner kick there and certainly wanted to and should have.
I think Lily Haskins now will be coming in for Nikki Olanda.
Yeah, and again, right, we saw Lily play as a central forward in the first half, and now she's being subbed in as a left back. So again, one of those players that's pretty versatile.
Heron sends it up right to the feet of Haskins. Eves, Ray, Stainbrook.
A stat that we failed to mention at halftime was the possession percentages versus the two team, and I think the percentage is coming into the second half as well. The white team had 61% possession rate, and then the other team had 39%, and we haven't seen black step it up yet, but I feel like it might reverse this half.
I'd be surprised if that stat doesn't hold, just based on the personnel on both groups. I think the black's going to have to counter if they're going to create chances. As you can kind of see, like the whites pinned them back again, right? We talked about them kind of turning into a little bit of a bunker at the end of the first half, and it looks like the same things happen a little bit here.
Mangelson. Breda Wall's been calling for it over here on the near side. Haskins. Eves. Shepard. Haskins. Bybee. Bybee still with it.
So that ball there played in by Jenna, brilliant ball into the weak side central mid, which is Nicole Ray. And you know, Nicole has played both with the Celtic and LaRocca. She played in the LaRocca DA. She had offers all over the country, and you gotta love it when you get texts from some of my old colleagues in the Pac-12, and they're like, "Hey, we're at a DA event, and we're watching this kid called Nicole Ray, and she is special." And we look at their player profile, and it looks like she's going to Utah Valley, and And they're like, man, you got a good one in her, and they're right. I mean, Nicole Ray's got vision that not a lot of players have, and she just sees things. She's got like just little nuances about her game, the ability to play the ball with the outside of her foot or bend balls into spaces that can just break the back of the other team. And the more she's on the ball, the better she is, and that's been an area that we just continue to get, to encourage her to try to get on the ball as much as possible, because she can definitely break the game down. But see, Mel, the Whites got a lot of the ball, don't they now?
Yeah, they do. They have definitely carried that possession into this second half. You mentioned earlier that it took them a little bit first half to get to it, but once it clicked and once they got into the groove, I haven't seen their foot get lifted off the gas pedal. Yeah, the other thing is if you're watching the match, right, where the black team's possessing the ball is in their defensive third, and the white team's possessing the ball in the midfield third and the attacking third. So you'd much rather possess higher up the field, because if the black does give it away, the white, especially with the pace in the two wide spaces, has got the ability to punish them really quickly. They do, and we've seen it. It's been hard for black to get past half and keep that possession. They've done a nice job with this build right here, and Siri's got on it, Amber, and now we got Cass breaking down that left flank.
McCormick down on the byline, kicks it off of the defender. Will be a corner kick. Be the third corner kick for the upperclassmen. And what we did leading up to this game is we actually had the teams train separately. Even today, all the pregame stuff was done separately. The teams had their pregame meals separately. They had their pregame talk separately. So, Kyle took this white team and they went to Geneva and trained on Wednesday. Seth was on the training field here on campus, the grass field, on Wednesday, and then they flipped on Thursday. So the teams haven't really seen each other, since Monday, because we gave them Tuesday off because of the election and give them the opportunity for everybody to exercise their right to vote. And so they haven't really seen each other since Tuesday. Just kind of to add to the feeling of a real match, right? I love that. And so it looks like some more substitutions coming in. Hannah Harrison, Michaela Montgomery going to come in for the upperclassmen. Yeah, Hannah started the second half, and Seth pulled her off just for a brief time, and now it looks like she's going to re-enter again. And we're playing the full rules, the full NCAA rules, meaning that now that Hannah's come off and has gone back on, if she gets pulled off again, she's done for the day. So the full substitution rules are in place. That right there is a really good ball into wide space, and Jocelyn, as we've seen all night, can run, and just an area that she's got to continue to really focus on is she doesn't need to cheat by a half a yard and be offsides, because she's fast enough to make up a couple yards, so she can almost exaggerate being onside and still get into those spaces behind the backs just because of her raw athleticism. And the Whites again stringing something together here. And Amanda Mangelson coming in from the defensive side. Jones Daw, not the best touch that she would like. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of confusion between Amanda and Iz there, and I thought Iz probably should have come off her line a little bit earlier, and I think Amanda was expecting the same. And then all of a sudden, Amanda had Nicole Ray draped on her back. So by the time she gave that ball, Isabel didn't have any real option except for to just get it out. And, it kind of went off the side of her foot, and the White regains possession high up the field. 67th minute. Underclassmen still on top, 3-2. Thank you again for joining us. Brandon Crowe, Melanie Osler, head coach Chris LeMay. Beautiful November soccer evening as Julie Carter streaking up, has Sadie Brockbank to her right. A slew of white jerseys around her, and the White wins that battle. Stainbrook again with her head always on a swivel. Back to the near side here, Jocelyn Bybee. And that's trouble. When you get Jocelyn in that space, that is trouble, and here it is. Now, I wish there were more aggressive runs into the box off the White, but there's some of that feistiness that's been brought up. Megan Sullivan reaching out there.
Yeah, it was a definitive foul by Jocelyn, and I don't think that Joss heard the whistle, so she continued to play, and I don't think Sully enjoyed that.
And as a coach, seeing that type of aggression, that's something that obviously you'd rather have that than the other opposite side.
Yeah, I think that it's a part of the culture that we've actually grown in that area, is that we're willing to kind of compete harder in training and amongst each other, and there's been confrontation because of it. But we've grown in the area that we can have that confrontation on the field, and then when the training's done, understand that it's just pushing everybody to be better and just to leave it on the field and continue to be great teammates and friends off the pitch. And at the best programs and the highest levels, I mean, they rip each other's heads off during training, and everybody understands that the reason they're doing it is because they're pushing each other to be the best they can be. And you'll see that out here. Like as this game goes on, I know there's 22 minutes left, but when there's 10 minutes left in the game, if there's still a goal difference, you're going to see both teams, competing like it's a WAC final, and I love that, and I love the fact that they care that much and they are that competitive, because that's what we're going to have to be like in order to play with the best.
A couple more substitutions set to come in for the underclassmen. Annalise Brunson, Hallie Fernandez. As that one gets kicked out of play.
I think that one's on I-15.
Pretty close. Or the brand new bridge.
Yeah, that's a cool bridge.
It's a new bridge connecting campus to campus housing across I-15, the big and main thoroughfare through the state of Utah. Megan Sullivan. In the 70th minute, the two-handed toss looking for Bree DeWall. DeWall misses the touch. And the underclassmen led by Eves. Now to Stainbrook. Jocelyn Bybee sprinting to her left. Hits Jocelyn Bybee in full stride. Bybee trying to extend that defense. There's that aggressive run in the box you like, Coach. She pulls it back.
Should be.
Oh.
Not the best touch. But the run was a fantastic run by Bybee.
It was a really good run, and again it was Bree Eves that started it all off and found Heather Stainbrook, and I think Bree and Heather are really clicking together right now, and I think that when Bree and Heather are on the ball, good things happen, and Joss is showing off what makes her special and what her defining quality is her ability to get in behind in the wide space. And then what I really liked about that is she saw that if she tried to play that ball in early first time with her left foot, she was going to be blocked, so then her recognition, but then also just her skill to be able to pull the ball back between her legs and then provide a service with her other foot into a dangerous area, I thought was really clever.
I think she also knew who she was playing it to, which is an amazing skill set as well. She picked someone out, played it almost a goal with a better connection.
Yeah, it wasn't I'm going to hit this ball in the box and hope somebody gets on the end of it. It was like, hey, I'm going to clip this ball into Nicole Ray and see if she can finish. One thing that just happened that, I think Lily did a really nice job is ball went out of bounds. In the transitional moment, she picked it up, she threw it in, and from that, from the decision to have a quick throw in, they actually generated a chance. And it's like not turning off in those moments of the game can really be impactful, So when the other team's kind of reorganizing, if you're already playing and you're already attacking, I think that could be an awesome moment.
Bree Eves again. I'm a fan of her. She just has a way to win the ball and keep the ball and doesn't lose it, and it's always at her feet.
Yeah, at halftime I was talking with our athletic director, and he goes, I really like the number 7 on the white team. And I go, yeah, I understand why. We do too. We do too. And she looks good in UVU colors, doesn't she?
She does.
Absolutely. All of them do. These uniforms, again, they're awesome. As the kids say now, they're fire.
Yeah.
Emoji fire. And another beautiful setting here, Clyde Field. The pitch looks great, Coach. It's been holding up really nicely tonight.
The pitch is awesome, and just the commitment, from the department. Because last year, the field wasn't perfect, but it wasn't terrible. And the fact that the department's like, no, it's not up to par. It's not the standard that that we've grown accustomed to, where we need to make a change. And just the level of support for the program's been awesome, and the facilities are great. So all things that play big parts in, if I'm a recruit and I'm looking at where I want to go, I want to play on a nice field. And and certainly the level of the players we have and the quality there, they deserve to play on a nice field. And that's one of the things I really liked about this opportunity personally, was that I felt like there was a lot of ambition from the athletic department to create, build, and continue to grow an awesome women's soccer program. But the thing I like most is that the commitment and the support match the ambition. And it's like, it's okay to to desire to be at a certain level, but you have to then match it, and they give us the ability to get these uniforms. They give us the ability to play on this type of a surface, and they give us the ability to travel and play the games that we need to play to compete at the highest level. Well, we got the tools that we need to build something special, and I think we're really, really on our way to doing that.
Well, this is my 5th year now calling games for UVU, and just in the 5 years that I've been here, I've been able to see the progress and the growth, not just in the soccer department as the flag is up on Jocelyn Bybee, but throughout all the sports in the athletic department, and it's a team effort, and UVU is heading in the absolute right direction.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. It really is. I mean, currently it's a tough time, but we know we're going to weather it. We're going to get through it. When things become more normalized, we're going to reap the benefits of it.
Sadie Brockbank. Now Haskins for the underclassmen. Again, the underclassmen lead 3-2. If you're just now joining us, underclassmen in the whites with the green trim, upperclassmen in the blacks with the green trim.
So there's 15 minutes and 20-some seconds left here in this game. I wouldn't be a bit surprised in the next 3 minutes you don't see Seth change the system of the black team and change the tactics a little bit to try to chase this game and get an equalizer.
Is there anything on the line between the two coaches? Is there like a dare or anything?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, whichever coach wins this game has the ability to say that they're a much better coach than the other one for the rest of their lives. So nothing big.
Eves again on the ball.
We made the decision, too, that Seth coached the older group because Seth's older than Kyle. So that's how we made that choice as well.
There we go.
Very tactical.
Yeah, super tactical.
Stainbrook with the head. Sullivan looking for some help. Finds Amber Tripp. Brenda Wall going to keep it. Dispossessed by Haskins. Harrison almost had it. Now Cassidy McCormick plays it back to Mangelson. It'd be a white throw.
So one name that we haven't mentioned at all that anybody around the program would know, and certainly Mel, you and Brandon know her well, is Madeleine Moore. And Maddie Moore is an international player that we have, and due to the COVID situation has chose to stay in Canada this semester, but she is currently taking her classes online and will be back. But Maddie, obviously, as both of you know, and anybody that's close to the program, was a 2-year starter for us. She started her freshman year. She was an all-WAC selection her freshman year, and then she started off tough last year with a broken elbow, but came in, and it was kind of a changing of the guard. Bree Hatch was our starting holding center mid last year for the first half of the season when Maddie was out, and then Maddie came back, and Bree Hatch unfortunately was injured, and then Maddie started the whole second part of the season. So just another player that would be here playing with the black team, which I think could change a little bit the complexity of this game as well. Kind of similar to the white team playing the first match against the black team without a Heather Stainbrook and an Anna Pickering. This black group has had to play now twice without a stud in Madeleine Moore.
That is true. It could be a different ball game with her right there in the 6 of controlling that midfield, something that white is doing so well. She could maybe shake it up for the white midfield with her here.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly add another component. I mean, you've got two all WAC players in Amber and Breda Wall. And then, to be fair, Hannah Harrison, is a very nice player that's just joined us from, and again transferred from UNLV. And she was a starter at UNLV. The UNLV coach is a friend of mine, and he actually moved on and is coaching on the East Coast now. And when Hannah had expressed interest, I called him up and I said, "What do you think of Hannah Harrison?" And he had nothing but good things to say. And she came in and we're like, yeah, she's a nice player, but every day she just gets better and better. It's like she's one of those players that continues to grow and continues to just get a little bit more familiar with the way that we do things in our system. And she's done a really nice job as well, but she's pretty consistent. She's not going to jump off the page, but she doesn't jump off the page, by giving the ball away either. She keeps it, and she's a consistent player.
Substitutions now for both sides, and this will be the first time that us have been able to see Brooklyn Nielsen playing in a position other than a keeper. And so Brooklyn Nielsen now took her jersey back from Julie Carter, so Brooklyn Nielsen wearing number 30 on the near side in black. Megan Sullivan comes off along with Annalise Brunson.
Yeah, Brooklyn definitely taking opportunity of what she emailed Chris with, that initial interest of giving Phil a try.
Yeah, she does a nice job running around up top.
There she is with her first touch. She's one of the main goal scorers for her team in high school.
Yeah, she grew up playing on the field, and she kind of transitioned into a goalkeeper late in her career. She was recruited as a goalkeeper. I still think that's her best spot, but certainly, especially in a game like this where neither team has but a couple of subs, just providing some fresh legs up top kind of allows her to get her opportunity on the field and can give I'm sure a very, very short rest for somebody like Sadie, because with 11 minutes left in the game, I would think Sadie Rockbank needs to be on the field for Black to get back into it.
Definitely. What a great developmental opportunity, though, for Brooklyn. Something weird that's unspoken of, though, is I personally feel, her playing forward can benefit her playing goalie. It will help her with her ball control, having the ball at the feet, being able to distribute out of the back. I think those are some skill sets that she can develop on the field that could really benefit her as a goalie.
Heather Stainbrook intercepts the pass, top of the box. Stainbrook with that left foot, diving save by Jones Daw.
Yeah, it's a tough ball that Brenda Crowe attempted to play, and if it's not perfect, and Heather Stainbrook is around, then you're in trouble. That was a really nifty little heel Meg.
Yeah.
From Amber. That was filthy as Cassidy McCormick tries to go near post. Makai Heron there to scoop it up. About 9 minutes and some change left in this one. I don't think there's going to be any injury time.
No, in the college game, it's been talked about the official time being kept on the field, and it's been brought up a number of times. But
here goes Jocelyn Bybee again. And the underclassmen find a way to get a touch and put it in the back of the net. 4-2, the greens and whites on top of the upperclassmen.
Jocelyn showing off her pace again. What Coach LeMay said was her biggest suit. She's been proving it.
Yeah, Joss has found a way to score 2 goals in the game. It's not a surprise to me. Joss is one that had a great freshman year. She was a all-WAC selection. The big ball off of Makaya. One bounce. Jocelyn's running hard in behind, and then I thought the finish was really nice. She lifted it over and found the far post. She didn't try to overcomplicate it. She just passed the ball in the most dangerous area. But Jocelyn was an all-WAC, all-freshman selection, and she had a really nice freshman year, and we knew that there was just a ton of room for improvement and growth, and she's matured a lot as a player, and her composure has improved in such a manner that I think that we're going to see her score a lot of goals this upcoming spring, and then we turn around and we go again in the fall. So we're looking at 40 games between now, or I should say January, and then December. So it's really exciting. it's been so trying and difficult with all the uncertainty. But the fact that the NCAA has now given these players an extra year of eligibility, and it just so happens that our team is where they're at. I mean, we're going to get 40 games with this group instead of 20, and there's a lot of reasons that we're excited.
Brooklyn Nielsen with a nice touch in the box. Still has it. Brooklyn Nielsen out to Amber Tripp. Amber Tripp just a little bit too much on it.
It took a fourth goal for Coach Seth Tremblay to do the tactic that we were anticipating happen. They're now playing with 2 in the back, and already just off of that build-up, we can see numbers are up. Black's hungry. They want to get those last few goals to maybe tie it up.
Yeah, I mean, the last time that we played these two, it was 3-1 with 10 minutes left in the game. Amanda Mangelson went up as a central forward and scored 2 goals to make it 3-3. It'd be interesting. It seems to me right now that Amanda is way too deep and needs to get higher up the field, and we'll see what happens.
Jocelyn Bybee showing off that speed, tracking down Amber Tripp. But they both get tangled up. Megan Sullivan swings it across the far post, headed away briefly by the Whites. Breedewall on the ground, still in the trouble area. Bounces around, finally cleared away by the Whites. I thought that might have been Jenna Shepard, but
yeah, it's all sorts of pressure now on that White team, and Black's dumping things in the box and making it as difficult as they can.
And Bybee can't get there. So it'll be a throw-in. Sullivan does it quickly. Brooklyn Nielsen with some space in front of her. Amber Tripp calling for it. She slides it to her outside the box. Tripp on the ground, dispossessed by the Whites. Brenda Crowe finds it.
White's got no pressure on the ball, which is allowing Black to just stick balls in dangerous areas just like that for Amanda Mangelson, which could cause a lot of problems.
Megan Sullivan came out, was stretching, and just based off of that last kick, you can see a grimace on her face, and she's still in a little bit of pain.
Yeah, I think it's her hip flexor that's bothering her, but not ideal if we pick up an injury, but not the end of the world either right now, being that we've got 1 more week of training before we have individual end of the fall meetings, and we kind of give them a break from Thanksgiving till we'll report back January 5.
Underclassmen trying to find the dagger, and this one just pushed wide.
Yeah, I mean, the Black now are forced to play an offside trap, which tactically is the right move at this stage of the game when you're down by 2. And London was smart enough to get onside by being in her defensive half of the field. And put her in a situation that she's 1v1 with the goalkeeper. And I thought Isabel did very, very well to stay big there and make the angle as difficult as possible, because London Miller in a 1v1 situation with the goalkeeper, I think 9 out of 10 times that ends up in the back of the net. Quite surprised, to be honest, that it didn't right then.
You mentioned London earlier in the first half, Coach, in the discussions you've had with your staff about London Miller always being able to be on the side that finds a way to win. And underclassmen again on top, 4-2 with about 4 minutes left to play here.
Yeah, I think that Jocelyn Bybee had a lot of reason, or was a big part in the reason the White team's winning today as well.
Great play by Nicole Ray. I think London was in the offsides position, kind of paused the game, but Nicole continued her run, creating this opportunity.
There's London Miller again, top of the box.
I think somebody. Oh, London come
still
up
with it, and a nice save by Isabel Jones.
Yeah, London did really well, because it looked like she, like somebody was underneath the grass and grabbed her by the ankle. She fell down.
Turf monster.
Yeah, there was a turf monster that got her, but she was able to get up and still create something.
It happens to the best of players. The turf monster is always there.
So it looks like the White are just going to go into goal up tactics and try to kill the match, but Amber did a good job to dig it out.
Nikki Olanda for the Whites. This one booted back up towards us. It's going to take one hop. Nice save by our statisticians to protect the computers. Jenna Shepard will take her time, give way to Nikki Olanda. Amanda Mangelson. Harrison. Brockbank, nice touch to bring it down to herself.
It's a good cut as well.
Brockbank showing off her skill. Might have taken a deflection. And White.
Isabel should have been a bit higher. Here she comes. She's got plenty of room to dribble, and she should.
And flag is up on London Miller. Little over 2 minutes left. Isabelle Jones Daw signaling to her team. Nice ball.
It's a really good ball. It's a well-struck ball. Need to get players to compete in the box for the Black in this crucial moment.
It's a high booming ball from Crowe. Nice touch from Amber Tripp.
It's a really good ball by Amber as well, and a good run for Cass.
Nice dispossession there from Haskins. Cassie McCormick still has it. McCormick gets the flick. No touch from White.
That was a big-time tackle by Lily, because it looked like Cass had her beat to the end line and was about to serve the ball, and Lily left her feet and didn't commit a foul, which is, you know, always the scare in the 18-yard box, especially when there's a minute left and you're up by 2.
Final substitution. Jocelyn Bybee back onto the pitch.
Yeah, Kyle, I think, was trying to manipulate the game tactically with the sub, but must have forgot that in the college game in the last 2 minutes that the clock actually stops. It's the last 5 minutes. The clock stops if you're the team subbing, if you're up.
London Miller trying to tack on another goal.
She's had a couple of real good chances, London has. She's starting to come alive.
Here comes Cassidy McCormick. Dispossessed.
Another great win and tackle
Lily
by
Haskins.
Lily Haskins.
Now taken back away by Brenna. Final minute. Julie Carter. Amber Tripp. Nikki Olanda, karate kick style. Amber Tripp, now Julie Carter. Julie Carter keeps it herself.
Hey, Julie did really well there. What a good turn and a good ball. And Sadie's now got a full head of steam. And it could have been, and it could be.
Not enough pace on it from Brooklyn Nielsen. Micaiah Heron falls on it, and that should seal it.
Yeah, it really
for the
should.
Underclassmen. Underclassmen, walk around practice. A little bit more swag.
Yeah, there's going to be some talking. There will be some talking.
Well, Coach, I find it hard-pressed to find any other coach in the country that'll be able to strap on a headset like this and spend some time with us and really showcase what you have here. So it's been a pleasure, Coach.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, guys. And it was my goal just to be able to, you know, give it some insight to the fans and the family and the friends of these players that we're so proud of, because we really think we've got a special group all together, and you know, hopefully you enjoyed the match and you got to see what it is that we're so thrilled about and what we're so excited about, because we care about them, and it's been hard for them, and to be able to provide this moment, and then hopefully me to provide a little bit of insight. You know, it was important, so I appreciate you guys giving me the time.
Absolutely.
It was perfect. What a great sneak peek to a very special season ahead of us.
Cool. Thanks, Mel.
Final score, the Whites and the underclassmen take it over the upperclassmen in the green and black, 4-2. Thank you for watching from Clyde Field in Orem, Utah. For Coach LeMay, for Melanie Osler, for all of our hardworking staff and crew, I'm Brandon Crowe saying so long and good night. Stay safe, and we'll be talking soon.